Hey, so we've gotten a few questions about how to use the calendar feature, and let's talk about that briefly, and then we can have some other videos that elaborate on anything that doesn't make sense in this one. So for basics, we're going to start out by going to settings and then calendars. Once you get the calendars, you can create a new one or use one of the default calendars that we have for you. Let's use a default calendar. So I'll click on the ellipsis here and click on edit. You have three different boxes or categories, pages, I should say: team and event setup, availability, and confirmation. Now, we're going to go through these prompts. First is the name. If it's a middle school, high school, elementary school, advanced group, whatever the name is, you can title it here. The description, you can give more details as to what this session, this group, this class entails. In the appointment title. So what you can do here is be specific. You can just call it the name of the training session. You can add a contact name here, parent's name here, a location here, whatever you want to do to give it as much detail as possible. You can do that by adding it yourself, by typing it, or if you want to use these custom values, you can do that as well. For ease, though, I would just suggest to type in the time, the date, the name of the class, or the location. Or you can do all four of those, whatever you can do or add to make it as descriptive as possible. And to take something back, location right here underneath, that's all you need. So if you put the location of the calendar of that training session here on the calendar, it will show up for the parent. Sometimes you can put the gym location here as well. So the physical address here and the actual gym location, the name of the location, can be put in the appointment title. Or color it whatever color you want to. You can link it to a specific calendar, to Google if you would like. And then I will click on save so that you can go to the next page where we're going to talk about the availability of that training session. Now, sometimes you may have slots that are 30 minutes. Sometimes you may have them that are an hour. I would suggest having the duration and interval the same. And if there is a buffer, 5, 10, 15 minutes between each session, you can add that buffer there. But just for ease, make the duration and the interval the same. The duration and the interval should be the same number here. This is how many appointments a specific user. So if I were a trainee in your class, how many appointments could I book for my slot? Now, sometimes trainers like to put a lot. I would say at least 2 if you have a parent who has 2 kids, 3 kids, maybe 3, 4. But what you want to focus on is the appointments per day. So how many appointments per day are permitted on this calendar? So if you have this class 5 times and you want 10 kids per slot, let's say 50. 5 times 10 is 50. If you offer this class 2 times and you have 12 trainees per slot, 2 times 12 is 24. So I will put 24 appointments per day here. Okay. How many do you allow per person? How many are you going to allow for the entire day as a collective for this training session, for this actual appointment? So next, minimum scheduling notice. So this is saying, hey, you're not going to schedule last minute with me. You're going to have to schedule at least within 1 hour of the training session. Another option is to minimize the date range. So if you want to say, look, you can schedule as far as 20 days out, 24 days out. Or if you only want people to schedule within 1 week, you can change that here. So you're allowing events to be scheduled over the next X or N number of days. This one I usually do 2-3 weeks. It depends on what your training setup is. Last but not least, your office hours or your actual gym hours. So you want to add, let's say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you can change that here. If you train from 4 to 5, you go 4 p.m. Make sure those are p.m. to 5 p.m. And you can change those Tuesday and Wednesday hours as well, or apply it to all the days if that makes it easier for you, if you have consistent gym time there. After I save that page, last but not least will be the confirmation page. And look, you can add your own form. If you have a particular form here that you want them to fill out, Once they are needing to confirm, you can add that here. If you've already created that form, I think the easiest thing would be to have no form here, but sometimes you may need them to fill out a waiver. Sometimes you may want them to fill out some other information that is really important to you for that specific trainee for that particular session. It's up to you. Sticky contact, I would add just in case parents have already filled their information out and they don't want to continue to fill in their information every single time. So here, sticky contact auto fills the contact information that's already been entered. So the people don't have to do it twice. Your clients, your parents, the leads, they don't have to do it twice. If you want to take payment, you can add a Stripe payment option here as well. Make sure that you do have it integrated in our settings and integrations portion. And also, if you want to auto confirm the appointment, you can. Google Meet link generation needs this option to be turned on to work. So the calendar auto confirm your appointment, that can work. And if you want these appointment alert emails to be sent anywhere else in particular, you can add those email addresses here. You can allow cancellations, you can allow rescheduling, and you can allow Google Calendar to send an invitation or update emails, send update emails to the attendees. And these are the notes that will be added to those sessions. You can add any of the specific contact for the parent, for the athlete here, if you'd like to. And you can also add a Facebook Pixel ID to track how many leads or whatever you're tracking here can be attributed to this calendar. All right. And last but not least, if you want them to be redirected to a specific URL after they go through your calendar, you can do that, or you can just send them a simple custom thank you message that you can type here that they'll see after they book their appointment. So if you have any specific questions about anything we went over, it was a pretty fast-paced overview. Make sure you send an email to support@hoopsinstitute.com, and we will be glad to answer your questions.